Good morning, everyone. This is Tim with Schlotter's Farm. Just wanted to give you an update. Today is, I don't even know what day it is. It's Thursday, February 23rd, I think. But anyways, this is just a quick update. We had an ice storm the other day, and just want to show you what happens with ice. It's very heavy. For those of you that aren't familiar, we had a lot of rain yesterday also. I've lived on this farm for about 7 years, and I have not seen this much water standing in the pasture ever. But you can see the trees have a lot of ice on them still, and it's very heavy. And because it's so heavy, it's breaking a lot of the branches down. It's breaking the branches. They fell on the electric fence. So I need to come out today with the chainsaw and cut up different branches. I moved a bunch of them early this morning when I got home from work about 3:30 this morning. I came out and I was walking the fences and moving some of the branches off of the fence where you can see it broke. Even some more have broken this evening or since then. And this one fell out of the top of one of these big cottonwoods and it's stuck in the ground upside down. And look over there, the mulberry tree is very heavy with the weight of the ice. And we'll walk over here also and look, but that maple tree has a lot of big branches that were broken off on that. It's pretty, but it kind of makes a fence. There's another one of the branches over there that fell that's still on the fence, so I'll have to get that. And there's a couple trees in the back that fell in on the fence and on the water, so I'll have to cut those trees up in two and get the weight off of the fence and water. That way when the power comes back on, we actually did lose power. It's still out, so there's no electricity in the house. But you can see from this maple tree, these branches were all pretty much straight up before the ice hit yesterday, and they're down now. If you look over here, none of these branches were hanging down on the maple tree like this, and you can see that a number of them are broken. Just a lot of extra weight, and this is what caused the power outage. You have trees that fall on the power lines and break the power lines, so Consumers Energy has a lot of crews, 300 crews out working on the try and get the power restored. But it's pretty. You can see inside the ice that the buds are getting close, getting ready to pop out, and spring is close. Thankfully, we did not have colder temperatures. With one estimate, we had 4 inches of rain last night or yesterday, and if that would have been colder and we had snow, we'd have a lot of snow, several feet of snow, and we'd have blizzard conditions. Here you can see the effect of the snow on the trees. This is a fairly good sized tree branch. It's probably 12 inches across, or about 30 centimeters, and it just split it right in half. And that's a fairly strong angle for that tree branch, so that took a lot of weight and pressure. You can see you got another one there that's completely broken. That one's broken. Several over here that are broken. It's pretty, but it causes a lot of damage. We'll come back here and look. In the areas where there's not trees, it didn't cause a lot of, these branches fell since I got back last night. These were not across the driveway when I got home last night, so these are even later than the ones I knew about when I got home early this morning. If we look back here, had a couple trees that actually fell down, so we'll have to cut them up, get them off the electric fence and off of the waterer. I'll have to check the fence again. I know the ones that I have to get, but there may have been more that fell last night. Overall, it wasn't terrible. It could have been a lot worse. I don't know if you can hear it, but there's still ice and water falling off the trees, and every so often you'll hear a branch break. Made me kind of nervous this morning. I was out here walking around checking the fence, and the big cottonwood trees over there, they're bowed over quite a bit. But I was over in that area checking the damage, and I could hear branches above me breaking, so I figured that'd be a good place to get out of. It's beautiful, but it's kind of destructive at the same time. Here are a couple of trees that fell over. You can see one there is, those weeds finally succumbed to the weight of the ice, and they're tipping over. It's a little bit above freezing now, so the ice is starting to melt, which is good. Hopefully it'll melt quicker so the pressure can be taken off of these trees. But here's another tree, pulled it right out of the ground also. Both of those trees you can see. It's kind of neat. These weeds and grasses that are covered with ice are not going to do any damage, but they're falling over, so you can kind of get an idea of what is happening on the big trees, just with a lot more weight. Here you can see kind of what's going on. The electric fence is holding, which is pretty impressive, because it's not the high tensile electric fence, but it's just regular electric fence. And it did not snap the lines, but we do need to get this taken care of. And the weight, you don't think about it, but the weight of the ice in the tree, there's 3 trees right there. Now they don't seem to have real deep roots for some reason, but it pulled all 3 of them out of the ground, which is really astonishing to me. But with all the water, the ground is waterlogged, and then all the weight from the ice, the trees just kind of fell over. So this will be a good excuse for me to come out here and clean the area up. We'll do what we have to do today just to make it safer for when they turn the power back on. Here's the cattle water. It's under a tree right now, so the cattle couldn't put their faces into it if they wanted to, but it really doesn't matter. They've got thousands and thousands and thousands of gallons out in the pasture that they can get a drink if they want to. While we're out here, we can walk over and kind of show you. I don't know if you can see the cattle or not. They're on the other side of this pasture, just eating a bunch of hay. Not terribly concerned about it. The cold rain was hard on them yesterday when they were standing in it. But now that it's a little bit warmer and it's not raining, it's not quite so bad for them. Here's a hole that we had dug to push a lot of the ash and embers from the barn fire last spring. It's completely full of water. Again, it's very pretty, but it's a lot of extra weight. Over there, I don't know if you can see them or not. It's kind of foggy and they're quite a ways away, but all the cattle are over there eating on a big hay bale, which that would be a good one for them to eat from. Most of the rest are not in the water, so it won't ruin the hay. They're up on higher ground, so I like that, but the water is flooding the field from back there all the way up to the road. And basically for almost all of the pasture. It's underwater. Okay, this tank was empty yesterday, but now it looks like there's probably 4 or 5 inches of water in it, so that's quite a bit of rain that we got last night. Okay, you can hear the Canada geese flying north, which is a good sign. That means spring is coming also. So spring is coming. In a few weeks this will be dry and green and grass growing. The cows will be eating grass. It'll be a good portion up their legs. So that's the update for today, and we'll send you some more updates later on when we find out more of what's going on and what this looks like when it's fixed. Y'all have a great day. Bye bye.